way she stayed. So how to stop this inner conflict?
So inner conflict.
One part agree and agree to step everything, but another part of scared, fears and stopped your body try to protect from this, so to let everything. No, how to stop this?
Actually, here in the Vedantha scriptures or everything, they divide the mind into two parts. Our mind is in the totally they are known as mind, but even though they divide into two parts, the mind and the intellect. Mind means our emotional, all our emotions are mind, and the intellect is the having some knowledge, what to do, what not to, or taking decision what to do, what not to do.
Can I just this?
Okay. Mind and intellect. Mind means emotion, intellect means the intelligence. And the mind is the thing which demands something. This I want, this I don't want. All these are related to the mind. Mind. Not intellect. Mind. This emotions. Emotion. But the intellect is only the deciding part. This it has not demand. The intellect has no demand. It only decide. For example, you may choose whether I have go to Rishikesh or Tiruvannamalai. That is the suggestion. The suggestion part is decided related to the mind. So it may think that it is nice to go to Rishikesh, and at the next time the same mind says it is nice to go to Tiruvannamalai. So it will not decide. So it demands both. In the form of demand, it acts. It demands in one time it demands Rishikesh, in the next time it demands Tiruvannamalai. That is the function of the mind. But the intellect part is only the deciding part. But it has no demand. It demands just this is good and I have to go to Tiruvannamalai. So the deciding part is the intellect part. So the intellect part, if it is related to the external world alone, then it can be always considered as the intellect part. So if the intellect part deals with the emotions and deals with the mind, the intellect part also can be considered as mind itself. It cannot be considered as intellect. So it loses the status of intellect. It gets the status of mind. Actually, the intellect part is designed only to take decision, what we have to do, what place we have to go, or what food we have to take. That is related to the external world. So if it is related to the external world, then only the intellect can be named as intellect. If the intellect, the same intellect deals with the mind, deals with the emotion, I want to be happy always, I should not have any sorrow within me, then the intellect deals with the mind. So if the intellect deals with the mind, the intellect cannot be considered as the intellect. So the name of the intellect must be given as mind itself. So this intellect must be joined, it must be taken as mind alone. It cannot be considered as a mind, as an intellect. So psychology, if you deal with the psychological demand, if the intellect deals with the psychological demand, which I want, which I don't want, then the intellect also becomes the mind. So when the intellect becomes the mind, then what we have to do? So we need not do, because it is the mind contradicts itself. So if there is a self-contradiction within ourselves, so that is a contradiction within the mind itself. So there is no, actually it is not the inner struggling between the intellect and the mind. Actually it is the struggling of the mind itself. So as we have to give up the total, whatever happening in the mind, we have to give up. So we have to give up the inner conflict alone. As we give up, as we do not take any attention to our good or bad emotions in the mind, we should not give importance to the inner conflict also. So you have to give total freedom to the conflict itself. Let it quarrel within yourself. So we should not try to separate the inner conflict. Let it have the conflict. We have to give total freedom to the conflict. So the conflict will go away from you. We have to give total freedom. We should not give attention to the conflict. Let it be, it will be like that. That is the nature of our mind. We have to, when, for example, if it is not the nature of something, we can question why it happens like that. So if it is the nature of itself, then we need not question about it. For example, if sugar, if the sugar have the taste of a bitter taste, then we will question why the sugar is in a bitter taste. So if it is in the sweet taste, we will not question. It is the nature of the sugar, it will be like this. So in this way, if you, some fruit will be in the bitter taste. And when we taste the food and it has some bitter state, we will not question. Because it is the taste of the fruit itself in the bitter taste, then we will not question. So that is the nature of our mind. The nature of the mind itself, emotion, conflict, struggling, everything is the nature of our mind. So we need not question about it.
So we have imaginations that we have to live without inner conflict. If you have inner conflict, you are not speaking.
When we want to be free from inner conflict, thereby we are giving more life to
peaceful state. No, if you have inner conflict, it's also
natural state of our process of mind.
And just let it
finish. It will be go away from you. But whatever you give total freedom, everything will be go away from you. For example, you are a teacher and you have 30 students. 30 students are studying. And you are giving an examination. And they are answering their examination. And out of the 30 persons, 20 persons get pass mark. And where will the persons go who got the pass mark? He will go away from you because he will go away to the next class. But the remaining 10%, what if they do? They will be stayed with you. Till they get the pass mark, they will stay with you. So in this way, whatever comes in your mind, if you give total freedom, that means you are giving pass mark to that. Then they will go away from you. So if you give, this is not correct, if you question, if this should not come, this is not correct, I would try to set right, then you try to set right, it will stay with you. So when you give freedom, and if you give pass mark, that is the nature of the mind, that is like this. When you give total approval to that, it will go away from you.
Try to give. So sometimes you understand. I try to give, but some like also. So that means that means we expect that must go. You giving approval to go away means this is just like pushing them away. We have to. That means giving approval means let it be forever. You let it be like this forever. That means giving total freedom. If you want to stay for permanently, let it be stay there. Then that means giving total freedom to that. If you give total freedom to that, the very soon they will go. If you expect that they will go, then that is not giving freedom. Giving freedom means you have to accept totally. Whether if it is always retained there, if it is stayed with you permanently, you have to allow it. Then you totally allow it, then it will go. Then only it can be considered as giving total freedom to that. So if you have the understanding, if you have the understanding, that is okay. If you have the understanding that you have no work there, the understanding will operate. But if you try to execute the understanding, it is another kind of work. It will begin. Yes, I mean, if you even understood this, but it need time for
that may take time. That may, because we may have many stock, many old stock, everything may come and go, but you need not worry about that. But whenever we have the understanding, because you will not interfere. The interference alone will delay the time. If
you know, Shri Bagavath, saying that even everything, just I will accept everything out, but you continue to protect. But slowly, process it will be less, because you understand. Consciously, you don't need to give to reality to protect.
But here, that is where you are turning is the point. Because if you looking upon the psychological structure, then only you expect the strand. It is grows or put down, or it goes away, or it is staying. Then if you are watching the thing, watching the progress, or this is only, then you are measuring the progress. But here we need not worry about that. Whatever it be, everything is okay. When our concern is only to the external situation, and we have to give least concern to that. For example, when we walk upon the street, our shadow is falling down upon the street. And if you look down, if you look at the shadow, whether it is falling upon a meadow or gutter, doesn't matter. Wherever it falls, we need not worry about that. We have to work. We need not look upon the shadow. Let it be like this. We may go wherever we go. We have to look wherever we go. We need not turn our eyes to the shadow. In this way, we need not worry about the psychological structure. If there may be a good feeling, bad feeling, whatever may come. We have to treat it as just like a shadow, or some indifference to that shadow. Because we need not worry about, because there is no meaning to give importance to that. Traditional teachings, but traditional teachings aims this state. But because they establish many various aspects, and they gradually come to the same state. But they gradually reach the state. But they prepare, they have to prepare. For example, they prepare us to meet the higher consciousness. On Atma or Brahman is the higher state, and we have to reach the state. And by showing ourselves, we have to reach that state. Reach that state means they train ourselves. By training ourselves to reach the state means actually renouncing the other thing alone is the important thing, not reaching anything. But it must be end that renouncing everything, not reaching. But they start with the teaching of reaching something. But actually it is the removal of everything, not reaching anything. Giving up everything alone is the final state. But if anybody teaches anybody to that I will not give you anything, you have to give up everything. If you start teaching like this, nobody will attend, nobody will give ear to that. So gradually they have to come. But all the traditional approach is also the end they are same. In the end there is no difference. In the way some difference. But here what I am doing is that only I am discussing only the end, not only in the beginning. Beginning by way many persons may take many route, many approaches, many discussions, many medication, many practices. But in the end, everybody is same. The scriptures, everything, all sayings, all scriptures, everything, everybody is telling the same thing. There is no division. There is no.